everything green. What do we got? What do we got? CPU good. Stream good. Speedify. All of them are connected. AT&T, Verizon in pink, and T-Mobile in purple. Baby blue is for AT&T. Alright, people. I'm here on the National Mall, getting ready to do a run around the mall with all three carriers to see what the state of the networks look like. This is kind of like my own little mini root metrics. So I want to find out if what root metrics is reporting is similar to what I'm getting. So as you can see, let's call them out. AT&T on the far right, Verizon dead center, and T-Mobile far left. So everything looks good. Let me see if I can give you a little bit of a look around. Get that pulled back up. Alright, so map is good. Should be able to start showing exactly where I am. There we go. So currently I am sitting at the Arlington Cemetery. So people come here to pay respects to their loved ones. People who have passed that's in the military. People come here all around the nation to pay their respects. I'd like to say thank you for all the service members that watch my stream, watch my videos. Without y'all, freedom is not free. So thank y'all for everything. Alright, am I centered? Yeah, I'm centered. What's going on, Speed Tech? Kevin, Randy, how y'all doing? So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm going to travel the length of DC, which is the mall, and then double back and come right back over here. So it covers both sides of the mall area. One side is covered by a bunch of cell sites, another side is covered by a bunch of cell sites. So we get a good idea about what the connectivity look like across the board. So let me know if y'all can hear me good. I got the AC running to keep the phones cool. Probably turn it down a little bit. I don't want the fan to over blare too much. All right, here we go. All right, so currently right now, T-Mobile is using band 2, 15 megahertz on LTE with a combined NR N41 at 100 megahertz. Verizon is only doing band 2. From what I can see, I probably have to scroll up to see what the other band combinations they're doing, but I'll do that between lights. And AT&T is at band 2, 20 megahertz. Like I said, as I get towards a light, a stop light, or somewhere I can stop at, I'll start checking in between. Right now, it's all about safety. So now we're on the Memorial Bridge. I got to get over. Just let me know if my audio sounds good. Uh, and then keep an eye on the coverage. So Verizon AT&T and T-Mobile, they competing for people's wallets in DC. So right now we're heading towards the Lincoln Memorial. All right, if I can get a red light here, I can check and see what Verizon's deployment look like. Come on. All right, so we're over here by the Lincoln Memorial. And AT&T has taken a dive already. I've done a couple of network testings over here, so they have not fixed it yet. Verizon and T-Mobile seem to be doing pretty good. Let's see, what's the deployment? They're only doing it on band 2, 15 megahertz. They're not aggregating anything with it. Just band 2. AT&T, only band 2. T-Mobile, aggregating everything. Band 2, 41, another carrier 41, and 66. All right. Now we're coming past the MLK Memorial. So we are currently on one side of the mall. We're on the southern side, which is Independence Avenue. More than likely, I'm probably the one that mapped half of this. So I am using Cell Mapper to show you where I am currently. So all 3 phones are in roughly the same location. Let's see. Verizon is still on band 2, 15 megahertz. AT&T is only doing band 2, 20 megahertz. It's a little warm in here now. All right. We're getting ready to come up to the what I call the government building side of the mall. I think the Department of Transportation is on Independence, unless they moved it. Stream is still good. A little bit of deflection on AT&T side, and a little bit on T-Mobile side. Yes, I know I have a bike. Alright, so nobody's really mapped Verizon in DC, so you can't see where the cell sites are for Verizon yet. Alright, so we're at the corner of Independence and 14th. This is where they do the engraving, and then Department of Agriculture also. And this is where I'm going to dip towards the mall. So I'm not going to run the length of Independence Avenue. I'm going to go towards the mall where people are probably outside exercising, doing some activities. Let's see what the coverage looks like. Verizon AT&T are not showing any NR yet. So no NR, not even coming across millimeter wave just yet for Verizon. AT&T should have N66 broadcasting, but I can't tell yet. Alright, so on the left is T-Mobile. On the far right is AT&T, and Verizon is dead center. I have probably mapped half this city with T-Mobile. Alright, so we're getting to our first stop. I'm on the inner road next to the mall. Let me see if I can show y'all. This is where we are. Get that back over there. Alright, so what we got? Band 2, 15 megahertz for T-Mobile. N41 100. N41 50. And that's it. They're not carrier aggregating anything else. Verizon is band 2, 15 megahertz. And that's it. AT&T band 2, 20 megahertz. And that's it. All right. going to take this route all the way towards the Capitol. We're going to get to the Capitol. I'm going to pop up the speed test respectively. I should go ahead and do that on the next time I get ready to stop. That's what I'm going to do. We'll put it down here in the corner. That way I can hit the speed test at the same time. Look like my phones aren't overheating, so I can add another app on. Don't hit the pedestrians. Alright, so right now the mall looks pretty solid for all three carriers. I'm gonna get to the next block and I'm going to pull over again and pull up the speed testing app. Well, I'm gonna stop here. Let's pull this up. Pull that back there. What type of speeds are we getting here on the mall? T-Mobile. Verizon. Looks like we don't have NR enabled over here yet. See if I can shrink this down. Alright, so no NR yet. Come here. Put that over here. We'll be getting on AT&T. $97 down. And 39 up. Verizon 42 down, 31 up, and T-Mobile showing off 336 down and 67 up. All right. to the Capitol now. And we do some network testing right there while we're connected. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm trying to see. Once I stop, I can see what the questions are being asked. Hit them again. Well, people just walk whenever they feel like it. Alright, so closest towards the mall. We finally connected the NR for AT&T. 80 down, 30, about 33 up. And we're on 10 megahertz of N5. Verizon is still not kicked in any millimeter wave from what I can tell, but they're still running at 34 down and 20 up. And T-Mobile is 542 down and 94 up. Coverage still looks pretty good, but there's not a lot of capacity here for both Verizon. Verizon is suffering a little bit more. So that report that came out that Snead did is probably behind. They haven't really done anything from what I could tell in DC just yet. But I gotta test more places. But this is where the majority of people come to. So if you're gonna do anything, this will be the place to do it. Alright, so we're at the Capitol. We go around this circle. Let's see. I want to show you the Capitol. Alright. So we're currently at the Capitol. Can't see it because of trees, but right there is the front lawn, the hillside of Capitol Hill. Come to visit, this is what you're gonna be seeing. everybody in the shot. Test, test, and test. All right, so what we got? What we got? Oop, my mic fell. All right, T-Mobile 640 down and 131 up. Verizon 55 down and 36 up. And AT&T is at, ooh, they're upside down, 10 down and 45 up. That means they're congested currently right now. Hey, what's going on, Justin? He says, what are you using Speedify on? I am using Speedify to bond all three carriers together to give me the live stream that you're watching. MP, I see Windows Live. Yes. Oh, it was cut off on his phone. If you turn your phone, if you're using your phone to watch, you should be able to zoom in onto the stream, and you can see what the coverage looks like on the bottom corner for Speedify. So I have it in redundant. So that means that whatever signal that I'm getting from either one of these, so T-Mobile is here on the left, AT&T is on the far right, and Verizon is in the middle. So whatever coverage I'm getting, this is what they get. This is what they're giving us. So right now the coverage looks pretty good all here on the mall. Let's see. He says, Michael, why don't you speed test the same server but not concurrently? Well, I don't want to tamper with it because each carrier does something different with different servers. So whatever is given to me, that's what I'm taking. I don't want to introduce too many different change variables, and whatever the speed test app is preferring, that's what I'm going with. Because I'm driving around also, so that's what it's making it'll make it a little bit more difficult to keep everybody on the same server as I'm moving around the network also. And yes, Justin, I'm using USB tether. So these are connected to a hub to my laptop. This is not Wi-Fi. So these are all USB connected to a hub. Anybody else? All right. One more test before we move. The live stream looks pretty good. It's not the backhaul. What we're here in DC, there are like 7 major carriers when it comes to backhaul. So it's not the backhaul. What we're worried about right now is strictly coverage and the ability for them to perform. So like even right now, AT&T is suffering more than Verizon and T-Mobile currently. So as you can see, AT&T is at 7.56 down and like 33 up. That's congestion. AT&T is more congested here than I've seen in a while. Verizon's holding pretty good at 25 down and 24 up, but T-Mobile, they got plenty of backhaul in this area, which is 679 down and 127 up. But here's the thing: T-Mobile is running NR, where Verizon, AT&T are not. There's no N77 here, at the currently at the Capitol for Verizon, and there's no N77 or even N66 for AT&T here at all. Thank you very much, Justin. Appreciate it. All right, so we're gonna move. We're we're on this first half. Now I'm going to the second half of the mall, going back towards Arlington. So this is the other side of the mall that we're gonna be on. This is my little version of route metrics. So this is what I'm gonna end up doing when I visit different places. I'm going to Orlando next week. So when I'm in Orlando, same exact setup, so I can truly test what the networks look like and what they're doing. So let's make sure we get this centered, get that centered, and get that centered. Alright, so we're stopping. This is since I live in DC, I have different routes that I run. That way I can compare them directly for, like, let's say there's any improvements on Verizon. It was reported saying that Verizon was going to start doing some upgrades in DC. So I run this route to see if those upgrades have been implemented yet. Right now, those upgrades are not showing. There's no N77 here. I haven't seen any millimeter wave. AT&T has N5, but it's very sparse. As you can see, N5 for AT&T. And of course, T-Mobile has N41 blanketed all over the city right now. So, in my opinion, T-Mobile has it. All right, guys. So since I'm moving, I can't see what the chat is, but leave your questions there so I can see them. Once I come to a stop, I'll pull over halfway through. I'm currently going back to Arlington Cemetery, so we complete the whole loop. Alright, so Verizon's the only one that doesn't have any NR live yet. They are carrier aggregating, but I have to stop to see what they're carrier aggregating with Band 2. Alright, so AT&T's come out of its slump. 24 down by 21 up. Verizon is at 100 down and 32 up. And T-Mobile is still cooking it with 456 down and 58 up. if y'all guys can hit that like button, please, so we can get this out to more people. I'm begging for likes, people. I'm begging for likes. All right, so where am I at currently? Sixth in Constitution now. So Constitution and Independence run parallel with each other. That's why they call it the mall. It's a strip of land that doesn't have anything on it. That's in between both Independence and Constitution. So I'm running the length of one end and going down and coming back up. All right, AT&T's come back alive. Verizon is still in the game, but not really. T-Mobile took a slump. So 133 down by 37 for T-Mobile, 122 down and 13 up for AT&T, and 71 down and 24 up for Verizon. All right, so we're passing the museums, the National History Museum. I'm passing, getting ready to come to the African American Museum. The what is it? The White House is coming up, and the Washington Monument is coming up. So these are very heavy areas where there's a lot of people in a small space. I have encountered millimeter wave over here for Verizon, but we are not talking to it yet. Ooh, AT&T jumped up. Coverage still looks good for all three right now. Alright, so we're all tracking. Yes, we are. Alright, so we're going back towards the Lincoln Memorial again and crossing the Arlington Bridge. I'm probably about 5 to 10 minutes away. I don't want to hit you, sir. I don't want to hit you. Here we go. Verizon's not slouching, but you could tell that they're taking a hit. 206 down, 25 up for T-Mobile, 94 down and 36 up for Verizon, and 112 down and 29 up for AT&T. Coverage is still good. It looks like AT&T took a drop, probably about a quarter mile back from the looks of it on Speedify. Probably a momentary drop and then turn around and pick back up again. Here we go. Got one more light before I get over to the Lincoln Memorial. Alright, Henry Bacon Drive. This is the Lincoln Memorial side of my route. So if you ever come to DC, this is what the speeds look like as you get closer towards a lot of these more popular monuments. Coverage is good. AT&T is starting to show why I was questioning it. T-Mobile's starting to take a hit too. Verizon's the only one. On this side of the Lincoln Memorial, Verizon's king. So 5 down for T-Mobile and 5 up. They are congested over here. Verizon at 35 down and 10 up, and AT&T's at 2 down and 4 up. So I think Verizon is holding this live stream now. Alright. Almost to the end. Let's hit these speed tests again. I try to do them as I hit a stoplight, so that way we get a pretty decent coverage as we're moving along the network side. T-Mobile is hurting right now. They were showing all the guns earlier. Must have ran out of some bullets. Alright, so we're back at the Memorial Bridge, heading back over towards the Arlington Cemetery. So I did a complete loop. This is my Omega route for Washington, D.C. I will probably run this again when Verizon shows a little bit more attention to this side of DC. I got to check my other routes out to see if Verizon's done any other improvements. But right now, it hasn't really been a lot of improvements. Not a lot of improvements. Cobblestone Bridge. So next week I'll be doing this same type of run, but I'm gonna be in Orlando testing out the network there for all three carriers. I want to see what Orlando look like, so I'll be traveling around to see what it looked like. Let's see what this network look like currently over here. So AT&T is struggling back over here near Arlington Cemetery. That didn't update. Let's see. Update. Alright, so the last speed test we got, T-Mobile's at 16 down and 22 up. Probably not a good coverage side over here. And it's starting to reflect in the Speedify. Verizon 15 down, 4 up on Verizon, and AT&T is 5 down and 8 up for AT&T. So let me show you where you are. This is Arlington Cemetery. This is the entrance. This is where people come to pay their respects to our fallen soldiers. You see somebody who's a veteran, please let them know that they are a wonderful and beautiful human being, because I cannot go in the military, but I have great respect for those who do. So thank y'all for your service. Get that back over there. And of course I would lock my phone. Hold on. There we go. Of course I lock my phone up. Not used to the iPhone. Alright. Let me see what questions people have before I get ready to call it. Denny D, how you doing? How you doing? Keeping Verizon honest with tests. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Michael, Verizon with LTE went live at AT&T for 5G. Yep. I think that's it. If you got any other questions or anything, put them down in the comment. And we out.